here.
Hello everybody, this is Napa Fan here, and this is race number 4 in the 2019 NOFSRL Craftsman Throwback Series. We are here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway for the Atlanta 300. This a 40-lap race on this mile-and-a-half racetrack in Hampton, Georgia. And the strangest thing happened in qualifying. The 3 winners that we have had this season, Nathan Stapleton, Dan Park, and Jesse Turner, are starting 1, 2, 3 in this race here today. But the only unfortunate thing is for those guys is that it really does not matter where you start. If you saw the Hertz Elimination Series race yesterday, you can obviously tell that passing is exceptionally frequent here at this racetrack, and it is going to be that way the entire day here for this Craftsman Throwback Series race. Either way, it's going to be a fun one. We're not going to have any pit stops in this event like the last race, and most of the races this season will not have pit stops, so keep that in mind. They're going to be racing from start to finish throughout most of these races, so you got to make those moves early on. You got to make them in the race and on the racetrack, and the best drivers will do so here in this series. You may notice one slightly different thing that you're seeing right now, and it's a good thing. The quality is just a little bit better. We're now in true 1080 pixels instead of 720 like we were using the whole time. I finally invested in a new monitor, and it is fantastic looking at the game on this monitor compared to the old 8-year television that I was using. Much better on my eyes, for one thing, and much better to look at as quality is concerned, because these cars look very sharp on the screen right here. The whole track looks very sharp, and hopefully the same can be said for you guys watching the race here today. I will mention the only race ahead of this one that is not like this will be the Chick-fil-A Cup Series race from Nashville, but after that Chick-fil-A Cup Series race from Nashville, all of the races will go to true 1080 pixels, 60 frames per second, so we're looking forward to that, finally getting very good quality back on the channel here for these races. This is how they line up in the championship standings. Nathan Stapleton, our pole sitter for this race, 100 points towards the championship. Dan Park is 5 points behind him, and Jesse Turner is 16 points behind. And not only are they the only 3 winners this season, starting in the first 3 positions for this race, but they're the top 3 in points as well. Jesse Turner is actually tied with Edwin Mendez for the 3rd position, and Jonathan Raines rounds out the top 5, 25 points behind coming into today's event. Let's get these guys to roll off here from the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Like I mentioned, it is Nathan Stapleton on the pole position in the number 62, and like I mentioned, the top 3 in points, the only 3 winners this season, starting 1, 2, 3 alongside Turner. It's our last winner, won at Michigan with Jesse Turner in the number 99. Dan Park to the inside of Christopher Alphaby in the number 23. Then we have ourselves Nicholas Sambadio into the number 7, and Derek Hamill in the 48, who is outside. Zach Winkle will be starting alongside the number 86 of Larry Hagan. Then you have Sebastian Cucalon in the number 17, starting alongside Ian Adams in the number 35. It's the top 10 starting positions here from the Atlanta Motor Speedway. And I must tell you, this monitor I got, which is a true 1080 pixel monitor, is spectacular. I have never seen the game look this good on my computer before. And I gotta tell you, I'm kind of excited for this race, because it's the first ever race I'm doing with this monitor, and these cars look fantastic. And hopefully this race is going to look fantastic as well, because it's going to be at Atlanta, and we've seen the races here before. They're always spectacular, and Nathan Stapleton, a spectacular driver, is going to lead us to the green flag here from the Atlanta Motor Speedway. The Atlanta 300 is green. Let's get the 4th race of the season underway from Georgia. Lap 1 and a bonus point to Nathan Stapleton, our points leader. 3 wide. Zach Winkle to the inside of Sam Medeo and Dan Park. Sam Medeo getting the run through the middle lane. We didn't see that in the race yesterday, but it might be because of the high downforce. These guys are going full throttle around this place, and with how high of a downforce these guys have compared to the Hearst Elimination Series guys, they might be able to get that outside lane to work a little bit better than they did yesterday. Stapleton is pulling away right now in the number 62. Not entirely sure how he's doing that, but first 2 laps led by driver number 62. Here comes Sebastian Cucalon. He's on Zach Winkle for the second position. Nathan Faden right behind him. And how about Adam Lewis in the number 75? A lot of drivers who have been racing for quite a while in Napa Fan, but only have a couple of wins. Guys like Lewis and Nathan Faden. They're closing back in here on Nathan Stapleton. You can see 3 wide for the majority of the field, and if they go 4 wide here, that usually spells trouble at the Atlanta Motor Speedway, and the wrecks here can be pretty big. And there is your 4 wide. And they're going to get out of it there, but that's Igor Barreto who got shuffled at a line in the middle. He was thankfully able to clear Christopher Altheby to avoid any calamity there through the corner. Stapleton's led the first 3 laps of the race, but we got a new leader. Adam Lewis to the inside, going to take it away from the number 62. You can see that outside lane did not work too well for Stapleton. He's going to lose 3 positions, maybe 4, as Carter Friesen's to the inside of him now in the number 16. Thomas Troxell's up here, and Casey Russell currently running in the 2nd position, but Adam Lewis clear to the race lead here at Atlanta. These guys definitely want to get a win now, because if you do not get a good starting position at Canadian Tire next week, you might not get a good finish, because Canadian Tire is probably going to be the hardest place to pass on the schedule this season for these guys. Going to be an interesting one as a companion event to the IndyCar Series going there next week. But right here at Atlanta, we're seeing a ton of passing, and you saw the run there that Carter Friesen got on the number 75, Adam Lewis, and he is going to take the lead away. Good job there by Carter Friesen getting the run on the inside. We'll check in on Jesse Turner, who started on the outside pole for this race. He's fallen all the way back to almost outside the top 30. Definitely not what our last winner wanted to see here in the Craftsman Throwback Series. Came into this thing only 16 points behind Nathan Stapleton in the points, and right now he's deep in the field. But we're still early on here at Atlanta. A lot can happen between now and the finish, and a lot can mean a wreck here. That's Zachary Fitzwater on the inside of Matt Tuck, and the 52, and in the wall goes Fisher G and around, and another spin behind him, and a hard hit there is Faden. I believe it was Nathan Faden who hit the spinning number 52. Derek Hamill as well got caught up in that one. Landon Lyons, Dan Park, our Charlotte winner from back in May. Nathan Faden around, and the number 18 of Nick Smith got sent around with the number 3 of Edwin Mendez, and our first caution of the race here in the Atlanta 300 out on lap number 8. Well, there's your something. Mentioned a lot can happen here at Atlanta. Well, a lot did happen there off of turn number 2, and we saw that 4 wide up there, and they did not figure it out. That was Matt Tuck and Zachary Fitzwater in the middle of all that. And they sent Fisher G up into the outside wall with, I believe, it might have been Thomas Troxell. And quite a few guys with damage after that one. You see Nick Smith all torn up, and that was actually behind that accident, so it might have been a separate accident that occurred before that. And I mentioned that we weren't going to get any pit stops in this race, and I'm correct about that. I thought they were coming down there, but they are not. So that leaves Adam Lewis out as the race leader with Zach Winkle, Carter Friesen, Alexander Rowe, and the 88 machine of Noah Clifton. That's the top 5. On lap number 9 of 40, let's go ahead and see what happened to bring out the first caution of the day in the Atlanta 300. Well, you see right here what happened to the number 51 of Zachary Fitzwater. He went to the inside of Matt Tuck, and Matt Tuck went to the inside of Fisher G, and Thomas Troxell's on the outside there, with absolutely nowhere to go. And you see the number 52 right there. He's going to shoot up in to Thomas Troxell's Matt Tuck. Kind of got into him there a little bit. Fitzwater bumped into Tuck, and Tuck bumped into Fisher G, and Fisher G had nowhere to go. And the 52 going around, got into Altheby just a little bit. Right there, bumped into Marty Johnson. And behind all that, John Art spun Nick Smith around. I'll have to check in on that once again. But Faden hitting right into Fisher G. Dan Park with damage right there. And I believe Mendez got caught up as well, with Derek Hamill and Landon Lyons getting spun around as the number 4 machine came down on him. Ian Adams avoided this one. I think Landon Lyons and Derek Hamill are going to be just fine after this. They just spun around. All you need to do is change their tires. But for guys like Fisher G and Edwin Mendez and not John, I think John drove away from it, but Nathan Faden there, Dan Park, Nick Smith, those guys might be out of the race here at Atlanta. I'm going to show you what happened to Nick Smith here, and they were actually 4 wide behind that, and John was not too happy with him and sent him to the inside wall there, and he ended up getting caught up in the wreck that happened ahead of him as Mendez came and crashed into the 18. So 2 wrecks happened right there in 1 caution to bring out the first caution here at Atlanta. I'm going to replay this one more time. Fitzwater getting up into Matt Tuck, and you see what happens behind them because we didn't actually focus on the right people. But we'll go ahead and let you guys know who got knocked out from this one. Edwin Mendez, Nick Smith, Fisher G, Dan Park, and Nathan Faden, the possible candidates for that. Race leader's going to be Adam Lewis in the number 75. Let's see what he does on the restart here in the Atlanta 300 in the Craftsman Throwback Series. We are back here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. We are going to restart on lap 12 of 40. And Adam Lewis is the race leader. Let's go ahead and see who got knocked out from the accident. Dan Park, Nathan Faden, Edwin Mendez, and Fisher G. The other guy with damaged Nick Smith was able to continue. He is currently 30th. The number 10 of Thomas Troxel, Derek Hamill, and Landon Lyons all staying on the lead lap. And for most of them, except for Nick Smith, they should be good to go without any damage. So we'll have to see how they run. Adam Lewis, Zach Winkle, Carter Friesen, Alexander Rowe, and Noah Clifton. The top 5 back to racing here in the Atlanta 300. And Winkle got a really good jump there. Lewis did not get going, and I would expect Winkle to try to make a move, but he's going to the outside. And almost 4 wide. Thomas Troxel made a move, or excuse me, Noah Clifton, who looks exactly like Thomas Troxel, made a move there on Carter Friesen, got to the inside of him. Actually, went to the inside of Alexander Rowe, got to the inside of him, and then got to the inside of Carter Friesen, and is now going for the race lead. From 5th to 1st in 1 lap for Noah Clifton. How about that? Great move there on the restart. And with the high downforce of these guys, they do not spread apart after the restart here at Atlanta, and they were going to be doing that the entire race. Here's Agar Barreto. Matt Tuck's on the inside. He was actually caught up in that accident just a little bit. Actually, the cause of it slightly there. He's going to push Agar Barreto to the inside, and now Barreto's going to take it away from Noah Clifton. And remember, you get a bonus point if you lead a lap, and another bonus point if you lead the most laps in a race. So, in a strict points championship, every point matters here in the Craftsman Throwback Series, and all the series we run here on Napa Fan, probably with the exception of the Hers Elimination Series, because it's the only one where we don't have points. How about Riley Sampson moving his way to the inside? Casey Russell's here, the number 50, I should say, of Austin Johnson. He is going to hold on to that single file train on the inside and move his way to the inside of Agar Barreto for 3rd as Riley Sampson took the race lead away. Now Casey Russell's going to do it, and now Austin Johnson right in that position to take it away. We're seeing a lot of this here today at the Atlanta 300 of the Craftsman Throwback Series. Casey Russell trying to work the outside lane. Here comes Gatlin Downey in the 66 with help from Matt Tuck. And Zach Winkle back to the inside. Christopher Alpheby is there. Larry Hagan as well. Winkle had the brake checker through the corner. Looks like the tires are starting to wear just a little bit there, and we saw Winkle had to make a move there to slow himself down, or otherwise he would have shot up the racetrack. More 4 wide. That's the number 24 of Andrew Ross in the middle there, but he will be cleared there by Carter Friesen. Or he will clear Carter Friesen, I should say, and he's able to do that, keep it 3 wide back in there, but with the way these guys are racing, there's a very good chance we could end up with another wreck here today at Atlanta. Zach Winkle to the inside of Matt Tuck. This was not at all the way they were racing prior to the caution coming out. I saw Nathan Stapleton pull away at the beginning of the race, but now they're making 3 wide moves for the race lead just like that. Larry Hagan to the inside now. He's got the 25 of Shane Lake behind him. Julius Anderson, Nicholas Samadeo back on the inside lane. Some guys are going to have to contend with. Landon Lyons in number 90. Going to run into him eventually. Nick Smith, Thomas Troxel, and Derek Hamill. I think Troxel and Hamill are still in the draft. Same with Nick Smith, but the pack's going to run in to Landon Lyons before the end of this race. Oh boy, more 4 wide. Somebody out of line. Ian Adams with a problem in the number 35. That's going to split the pack up. And Adams is not coming down the pit lane here, and these guys behind him are going to get a little antsy. Either that or he had to check up, because he seems to be back up to speed now in the number 35 machine. Yeah, he's back up to speed. Stapleton's going to try to get to the inside of him. The top 3 in points have had pretty rough days. As a matter of fact, the top 5 in points have had pretty rough days. Edwin Mendez out of the race, along with Dan Park. The other 2 guys who were top 4 in points, Stapleton and Turner, are back in here, stuck behind Ian Adams, but I think they're going to close back in on the pack. One guy, however, who's in the top 5 in points, who's in the top 5 in the race right now, is Jonathan Rains in number 26. And he's going to lose the top 5 position right there to Igor Barreto eventually. At least I think he will, but he's actually getting a push there from Sam Medeo on the outside, as Carter Friesen leads in the number 16. Next time by, it'll be halfway through the Atlanta 300 here. Andrew Ross in the number 24, running in the second position with Zach Winkle, Julius Anderson behind him. Winkle making a move there. That is for the second position, and now he's going to go to the inside for the top position. And Julius Anderson, he's a guy who wants some redemption after what happened to him in the first race in North Wilkesboro, because he almost had that one won. But unfortunately could not hold off Nathan Stapleton, who took fresh tires in that thing. He's got Matt Tuck, who also won at North Wilkesboro, who barely beat Jesse Turner in the special event race there during the James and Wickard shootout. Number 50, Austin Johnson, doing a great job today. Sam Medeo as well. Some guys I'm seeing who are running up front pretty consistently include Zach Winkle. Winkle's been up here for quite some time. Oh boy, that's an edgy one right there. Sam Medeo kind of stuck in the middle, but Ian Adams is going to let him slide in there. Ian Adams must be alright, because he's able to get back inside the top 5 here at some point. He's in the top 5 right now. Ian Adams able to recover from slipping up there a little while ago. Now you got Jesse Turner on this inside lane. Stapleton's back in there as well. Turner with a chance of taking the point lead away from Nathan Stapleton at the end of this race. He's 16 behind Stapleton. He's yet to lead a lap in this race, though, so technically at this point he's 17 behind. Going to push Johnny Gardner to the inside of Ian Adams. Here comes Austin Johnson, trying to get to the inside of Julius Anderson, and Johnson's going to take it away in the number 50. Johnson at the brake check it through the corner. And now Julius Anderson able to clear for the race lead. Ian Adams as well, number 50. He got tight through the corner and had to pump the brakes just a little bit, and he's going to lose the opportunity of the race lead. And that's the thing, the worn tires are causing these guys to do that through the corner, and makes it a little bit interesting on these passes and these battles for the lead. And as you saw right there, Austin Johnson almost had it, but now he's back to third. Starting to get single file a little bit here, and as the tires wear out, I don't think they're going to be able to race in this pack like they are right now. Johnson looking to the inside of Ian Adams. Surprising that Ian Adams got back to second after just maybe 8 laps ago. He choked the field up behind him. Oh, Gardner went wide. And these tires are really starting to give way now. You can see it. These guys are really pushing it, sliding up the racetrack, hitting the brakes through the corner. Marty Johnson moving his way through the field. Adam Lewis as well. And you can definitely tell that this field is spreading out a little bit compared to how it was a few laps ago. Ian Adams to the inside. 3 wide for second. Shane Lake had a really good run there and a push from Sebastian Kukulon. Kukulon unable to stay right behind him, however. And now it's Ian Adams going for his first career Napa fan win here today in the Craftsman Throwback Series. Kukulon, you know, he finished second in his first ever Chick-fil-A Cup Series start right here at this very racetrack, so it's a pretty good track for Sebastian Kukulon. I don't even know if Kukulon's won a race in anything this season, which is quite surprising. This year, I mean. in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series and here in the Craftsman Throwback Series. He has not won anything yet, which is quite surprising because in his rookie year, the Turkey Hill Series, he won 3 times. Or actually, no, you know what? He only won twice, but he won the championship as well. Did a really good job last season. But Kukulon's a guy who I expect to get a lot of wins in his Napa Fan career, and after that Turkey Hill Series championship, he has become one of the stars on Napa Fan. Even though he's a rookie in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series, I don't really consider him a rookie anymore because of what he did in the Turkey Hill Series last year. He's going to get stuck on the outside. Julius Anderson trying to rebound here, and it's looking pretty good for Ian Adams right now because these guys keep on battling for second, and the tires are getting worn. It's a little bit easier to stay out front at this point. Lap 28 of 40 next time by. 12 laps to go in the Atlanta 300 for Ian Adams and the number 35. Landon Lyons is closing in, though, and they will hit him before the race is over if this race remains green. Comes Adam Lewis to the inside of Julius Anderson. Matt Tuck's here. Agar Barreto as well. More guys behind them. The 41 of Keyshawn Richardson to the inside of Zachary Fitzwater and Shane Lake. Now they're mainly double wide throughout the whole pack. There were a lot of 3-wide situations earlier on, and we had a 3-wide situation right for the race lead right there. And all of a sudden, Matt Tuck's the race leader here in Atlanta. You got Ian Adams out of line there, and Matt Tuck to the race lead with 11 laps to go at Atlanta. Great job there of the special event winner at the James and Dean Wickard Shootout, trying to get his first points-paying win of the season. I would not be surprised if he were to get it because he won the Rockstar Pro Series race here back in February, so you know he's good at this racetrack. They're 3 wide back in there. That's only going to slow those guys down. Here they come on Landon Lyons. Matt Tuck's going to get an easy pass on them right in the wall. Carter freezing around with Keyshawn Richardson. And the second caution of the race, and we're going to have ourselves a late race restart here at Atlanta. Friesen got shuffled at a line and caught up with Keyshawn Richardson. Race back to the line, easily won by Matt Tuck in the number 84. And everyone ahead of Landon Lyons is good to go, but I think Landon Lyons is going to end up starting right in the middle of this pack. We do not do double file restarts here on Napa Fan, so most likely going to be restarting right in that position, and as you can tell, he was not as fast as the rest of the field. Of course, in the draft, he might be able to do good. We'll just have to see, but if I'm Julius Anderson, Jesse Turner, Ian Adams back here, might be a little concerned on this restart with that number 90 being right ahead of me. Well, this is going to set up a very interesting finish here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. The number 84 of Matt Tuck leads the field, with Igor Barreto, Adam Lewis, and now Derek Hamill running 4th. Stapleton, I don't remember him getting caught up in any of this, but I think he might have ended up being behind a lot of this when it officially occurred. I don't know why he wasn't in his correct position there, but he's getting back in line. Carter freezing around with Keyshawn Richardson. Let's go ahead and see what happened to bring out the second caution of the day here in the Atlanta 300. Well, you're going to see right here, this was not a 4-wide situation. Actually, you know what? It might have been just a little bit. Julius Anderson got in the Keyshawn Richardson, and look at the save Anderson's going to get here. You see him down there, able to save it. As Turner was to the inside of him, but Carter Friesen got caught up in it, and thankfully that's all that happened. Richardson should be able to continue, and even Carter Friesen. I don't think Friesen has too much damage in number 16, so we avoided a big one right there entering turn number 1, but that could have been a lot worse. Replay this in real time, you see, oh boy, that 41 shot up to the outside wall. Very, very fast. Might want to check back in there on Keyshawn Richardson in that one because he went straight to the outside wall. That was a hard hit to the outside wall for Richardson. Following with the number 41 one more time here. Yeah, I thought he might have glitched out and hit the outside wall, but he didn't. He just simply moved right up into it, and see what happens right there. Both of those guys should be able to continue, however. Matt Tuck's going to be the race leader when we get to the restart. Less than 10 laps to go here in the Atlanta 300. We'll see who gets it done in the 4th race of the season in the Craftsman Throwback Series. Back here at Atlanta, 5 laps to go. A 5-lap dash to the finish here in the Atlanta 300 in the Craftsman Throwback Series. Double check, make sure nobody got knocked out in that accident. Nobody did. Richardson and Friesen still on the lead lap, but they are at the end of the field. Landon Lyons, a slow car, right there in the 5th position. He is a lap down in the number 90, so the top 4 are probably going to be the ones to watch out for this race victory. Matt Tuck, Igor Barreto, Adam Lewis, Derek Hamill, and 5th place is Julius Anderson. But like I mentioned, he's behind Landon Lyons, so we'll have to see how that all affects who wins this race. 5 laps to go. Matt Tuck with the advantage. Here comes Barreto to the inside for the race lead. And Lewis is going to make it 3 wide right off the bat in the number 75. Turner is stuck behind Landon Lyons. Everybody's passing him on the inside lane. Here comes the number 48 machine of Derek Hamill. Hamill unable to get to the inside of Adam Lewis, but Lewis is going to take the race lead away, coming to 4 laps to go. Julius Anderson, Ian Adams is up here. Number 17 of Sebastian Kukulon, Zach Winkle, Alexander Rowe. You got to watch out for these guys in the inside lane. I think they're all going to have a shot at this race victory. Igor Barreto, Matt Tuck stuck on the outside lane. Lewis trying to pull away. Remember, the tires are worn on these guys, so they might not be able to make moves as easily as they were on the first 2 restarts of the race. Well, the start and the restart that we had earlier. And with that, you can tell Adam Lewis pulling away just a little bit from now Julius Anderson. Kukulon's up here in the number 17. How about Alexander Rowe? It's been a long time since he's won a race on Napa Fan. Alexander Rowe to the inside there of Zach Winkle and Matt Tuck, but he might be a little bit too far behind as they're coming to 2 laps to go next time by here in the Atlanta 300. Adam Lewis holding on, but Julius Anderson trying to get to the inside of him, and they're all stacking behind the 75. Kukulon with a bit of a brake check. Ian Adams in 4th, Derek Hamill, that's the top 5, coming to 2 laps to go. Ian Adams to the inside of Sebastian Kukulon. That is for the 3rd position, and Adams will take it away. It might be a race between Julius Anderson and Adam Lewis at this point. But Julius Anderson does not have any help. He cannot get to the inside of Adam Lewis here. But Ian Adams might get to the inside of Julius Anderson, coming to the white flag in the Atlanta 300 in the Craftsman Throwback Series. 1 lap to go for Adam Lewis in the number 75. There goes Adams at the inside. That is for the 2nd position. Will he get a run to the inside of Lewis? No, he will not. Lewis remains in the lead. But it's not over yet. Off of turn 2, they're going to have one more corner. Let's see what happens here. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Ian Adams to the inside. Derek Hamill, Alexander Rowe, and Adams got it. Adams to the inside of Adam Lewis. And Ian Adams in the number 35 trying to win his first career Napa Fan race. He's going to do so here in the Atlanta 300 in the Craftsman Throwback Series. Ian Adams with the race victory here at Atlanta. His first career Napa Fan win with Adam Lewis, Derek Hamill, Alexander Rowe, and Julius Anderson, the top 5. Ian Adams with a great run there. Remember, he had the issue earlier on in the race. It split the pack up. He had to brake check it significantly, but he was able to regain the pack and got back to the inside. And Ian Adams, your race winner here in the Atlanta 300. Mentioned the top 5 there. Zach Winkle, Sebastian Kukulon, Igor Barreto, Matt Tuck, and Shane Lake, the top 10. Jesse Turner, I believe, might end up getting the points lead at the end of this race because he finished quite a ways ahead of Nathan Stapleton there. But not enough, though. I think Stapleton will still be the points leader. It's going to be close. It's going to be close in those top positions. Let me tell you that much. Dan Park, Nathan Faden, Edwin Memdes, Fisher G, all out of the race. Landon Lyons lap down, and Carter Friesen was not doing a good job out there on the racetrack, but thankfully they did not reach him before the end of the race there, and we were able to have a nice, clean, green flag finish with Ian Adams taking the race victory in the Atlanta 300. So like I mentioned, next week in the Craftsman Throwback Series, it's going to be Canadian Tire for the Canada 200. And we might actually even do qualifying for that race because it's a road course, and where you start on a road course means everything. So I don't know if I'll do qualifying or not, but we'll have to see what happens when we get to next week. But either way, congratulations to Ian Adams on his race victory here at Atlanta. You guys will see the points right after this, right after we're done here from the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Tomorrow, the Rockstar Pro Series hits the Nashville Super Speedway, and then Friday, it's the Cracker Barrel 400 and the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. Going to be a fun one there from Nashville, and then next week it's the All-Star Race, so I'm looking forward to that. We're going to have fun there from Eldora. But either way, congratulations to Ian Adams for the race victory. Here are the point standings in the Craftsman Throwback Series, and I will see you guys later.